Welcome to Simply Fun's online school of playology. Help families of mice compete for cheese by building towers stacked with wedges of cheese and mice in Simply Fun's game of physics, Feats of Cheese. Be careful, because it takes balance and a careful hand to complete these feats of cheese. You can play Feats of Cheese with 2 to 4 players ages 7 and up. Feats of Cheese helps players learn about physics as they choose moves that make the towers either more or less stable, depending on the strategy. Feats of Cheese also improves fine motor skills as players carefully place cheese wedges and mice onto towers of varying height and stability. To set up Feats of Cheese, first place the 3 platforms in the center of the play area, where players will build their towers. The platforms should be an equal distance from one another and be at least 6 inches apart. The closer the platforms are to each other, the more difficult the game, as one falling tower is likely to impact the other towers. Next, give each player 4 mice of the same color. If there are fewer than 4 players, return the extra mice to the box. Place the bag of cheese wedges in reach of all players. Choose a scorekeeper and give them the score pad and pencil. The object of Feats of Cheese is to place your cheese wedges and mice onto towers without knocking any of them down. The player who knocks over a tower receives no points. The taller the tower is before it falls, the more points a player may earn. The first player to name their favorite kind of cheese goes first. Each turn has 3 steps. 1. Without looking, draw a cheese wedge from the bag and place it onto a platform or tower without knocking it down. If the cheese is blue, red, or orange, place it onto the matching color platform. If the cheese is yellow, it can be placed on any tower, although it does not have any point value. The tower must remain flat on top, so players may never place a cheese wedge pointed side up. When placing your cheese wedge, once it touches the top of the tower, you must let it go. If you drop a cheese wedge while attempting to place it on a tower, you can try again as long as no other cheese wedges or mice fall. After placing a cheese wedge, you may choose whether to add a mouse on top of it. You don't have to add a mouse if you don't want to, but mice are how players earn points. If you successfully place it without knocking over the tower, your turn is over, and it is the next player's turn. If you drop your mouse while attempting to place it onto your last cheese wedge, you can try again as long as no other cheese or mice fall. If any part of the tower falls during your turn, the other players who had mice on the towers score points. The player who knocked over the tower or towers does not receive any points. All other players count their points by multiplying the number of mice they had on the tower by the number of cheese wedges that match that platform's color. If your cheese wedge fell with the tower, it is scored with that tower, and your turn is over. If the tower fell before you placed your cheese wedge, you may place it onto the now empty platform and choose to add a mouse or not. Then your turn is over. Every time a tower is knocked over, the scorekeeper records the points earned by each of the players. The whole tower is included in the score, even if only part of the tower fell during gameplay. All the mice from the fallen tower are returned to the players and can be used again. All the cheese wedges from the fallen tower are returned to the box and removed from the game. The platform is then replaced in the play area, so a new tower of the color that fell can be built. The game is over when the bag of cheese wedges is empty. Players total the points on the towers that are still standing in the same way they did when the towers were knocked over. The new scores are added to that score, and the total of all points is the final score. The player with the highest score wins Feats of Cheese.